There are dates on the cosmic calendar that are not simply numbers or coincidences. They are divine timestamps, encoded with higher meaning, invisible to the sleeping majority, but vibrationally deafening to those who are truly awake. July 14th and 15th are such days. And if you're reading this now, it means you were meant to know the truth before it's too late. These 2 days are not normal. They are not safe. They are vibrating with a rare and chaotic frequency that can either be your awakening or your downfall. You must decide in the ancient timelines. July 14th and 15th were known to the mystics as the twin shadows, a window when celestial veils drop and reveal what is usually hidden: karma, contracts, illusions, and spiritual traps. These days are portals disguised as ordinary time, and those unprepared will fall into spiritual loops that take years or lifetimes to escape. Why? Because these days are ruled by planetary oppositions, energetic turbulence, and quantum memory shifts. The old you will be tested. The false self will be seduced. And if you're not grounded in truth, you'll believe the lie. The planetary alignments during these 2 days are no accident. On July 14th, the moon moves through a karmic void, a place where time slows and unresolved energy rises. People may feel tired, emotionally drained, or spiritually disconnected. But this is the trap. What appears to be exhaustion is actually a spiritual siren, a signal that you're being pulled into a cosmic field, where your soul contracts are being rewritten without your conscious consent. This is why stillness is key. You must not act rashly. Do not initiate. Do not travel astrally without protection. Do not trust every vision. The energy will be deceptive, pulling you into false clarity. Then comes July 15th, the day of exposure. What was hidden the day before begins to surface, but it won't arrive gently. Expect confrontations, unexpected revelations, and spiritual flashbacks. Dreams may feel like past lives. You may remember pain that isn't yours. The collective trauma grid will spike, and if you are energetically sensitive, you'll absorb what others cannot face. This is why isolation is necessary. These 2 days are not for social interaction or spiritual noise. They are for silence, prayer, and fierce boundary setting. You are being asked to stand between dimensions, and that requires stillness, not distraction. Some of you have been feeling this window long before it arrived. Insomnia, strange cravings, dizziness, heart palpitations, and intense emotional triggers. These are not random. These are preparatory activations, coded symptoms, that your body is realigning with timelines you once walked in ancient lifetimes. July 14th to 15th are not just days, they are doorways back to sacred tests. And the question remains, will you pass this time, or will you repeat the same lesson, dressed in new faces? The chosen ones will feel the warning in their bones. You will see patterns repeat. People from your past may resurface, offering temptations, closure, or chaos. These are karmic agents, not enemies, but spiritual reflections sent to test whether you've truly closed old chapters. Be cautious. Do not reopen doors that took you years to shut. July 15th, in particular, will bring a choice. A fork in the road. One leads to sovereignty, the other to soul bondage. It may seem subtle, even invisible to the human eye, but the soul knows. Avoid group rituals, public gatherings, or overly emotional environments during these days. The energy field will be saturated with unfiltered frequencies. It's like walking into a spiritual storm with no shield. Ground yourself. Fast if needed. Sleep more. Meditate deeply. Call back your power from every person, place, timeline, and energetic transaction. This is spiritual warfare disguised as an energetic upgrade, and only those with discernment will see through the illusion. Many will ignore this warning. They will mock the signs. They will say, it's just another day. But chosen ones know. The most dangerous traps come wrapped in ordinary moments. These 2 days are the final test before a spiritual shift on July 16th begins to activate the new grid. If you move carelessly, you will carry karmic weight into the next cycle. But if you honor the stillness, you will be shown visions, signs, truths. You'll download forgotten blueprints. You'll reclaim fragments of your soul scattered. Across timelines, the silence will speak. Do not chase external validation during these days. The ego will hunger for recognition, praise, or romantic fulfillment. But these are spiritual distractions. Instead, write, reflect, speak to the divine. Watch for number patterns, especially 444, 1111, and 13. These are divine codes signaling that your angels are near. You are not alone in this. You are protected. But you must choose the path of protection. Free will is the gatekeeper. For those who feel lost, know this. These 2 days are not here to punish, but to purge. They are a sacred fire burning off what no longer serves you. If relationships fall apart, let them. If emotions rise, feel them, without drowning. If you feel called to disconnect from the world, do it. July 14th and 15th are not for action. They are for transformation. You are being reshaped. After these 2 days, a new frequency will anchor on July 16th, but only for those who made space for it. Think of it as a divine upload. If your internal system is cluttered with fear, trauma, or energetic cords, the light code cannot enter. So this is your spiritual housekeeping. Cleanse your mind, detox your body, clear your digital space. Write goodbye letters to your old self, even if you never send them. Ritualize your own rebirth. It is time. To the chosen ones. You were born for this. These days were always meant to find you. You've crossed these timelines before, in Atlantis, in Lemuria, in forgotten temples and celestial realms. You've prepared for this test across lifetimes, and now it returns. Do not be afraid of the purge. Do not fear the silence. On the other side is remembrance. July 14th and 15th are not to be feared, but they are to be respected. Into them with humility, with awareness, and with a fierce devotion to your truth. The next level of your journey demands spiritual maturity. And if you pass this gateway with grace, the next timeline will not just bless you. It will recognize you. The hidden alarm of time. There are days when time does not flow as we expect. Days when the ordinary world becomes thin and the unseen realm pierces through like lightning. July 14th and 15th are 2 such days, and they are not random. They are encoded, prophetic, divinely timed, not marked by any mainstream calendar, yet recognized by the soul's internal compass. These days are not for celebration, nor for casual spiritual drifting. They are a warning, a cosmic interference, a recalibration in the field of timeline, where old karma returns, ancient oaths are remembered, and spiritual contracts suddenly expire. If you feel uneasy as these dates approach, you are not paranoid. You are tuned in. You are sensing a vibration that speaks not in words, but in spiritual tension, in synchronicities that multiply, in dreams that feel too real. Chosen ones. July 14th and 15th are not days to take lightly. They are thresholds. If you cross without awareness, you may be swept into a soul spiral that takes years to reverse. The energy that will pull you in July 14th, an energetic vortex will begin to spin, subtly, invisibly, yet powerfully. It will not appear as chaos on the surface, but underneath, the frequency will shift. It will feel like the air is heavier, like your thoughts echo louder, like the veil between your physical body and your astral form is thin. You may feel like you're in 2 places at once. This is because, energetically, you are. The soul recognizes this date because it's been here before. In Atlantis, in Egypt, in Lemuria, this mid-July passage has echoed across ages. It is a trap and a gift. The matrix will try to keep you distracted with noise, gossip, digital temptation, emotional reactivity. But those distractions are spiritual poison on these dates. If you engage blindly, you'll activate the lower path. You'll bind your energy to a looping timeline that keeps you spiritually asleep while thinking you've awakened. And that's the danger. It's deceptively subtle. The spiritual illusions are at their peak. The ego will be tested, and many will fail. Why the dates are spiritually dangerous. July 14th is ruled by suppressed memory. It stirs up energy from your subconscious, your shadow, your forgotten times, past life. Patterns you thought you healed may return like ghosts. Old lovers, toxic habits, mental loops, ancestral trauma. They don't resurface to harm you. They rise to see if you've evolved enough to finally release them. But here's the catch. If you engage with these shadows emotionally or unconsciously, you reinforce their hold. July 15th is even more intense. It is the activation point. What remained hidden on the 14th bursts into your awareness on the 15th, and you must choose. These days are spiritually rigged with choices, subtle but powerful. Do you reach out to that person you know is a karmic test? Do you respond to emotional provocation? Do you chase answers outside yourself instead of sitting in silence? Every action becomes amplified. Every misstep echoes across timelines. That's why isolation is not weakness on these days, it's wisdom. The dream world is not safe for the spiritually attuned. Sleep becomes unstable during this window. The dream realm opens to wide. You may feel like you're not sleeping at all, but traveling, and you are. Nightmares become messages. Past lovers appear. Shadow beings may try to interfere. And yet, within this distortion, truth hides. If you are lucid, if you carry intention, you can receive soul codes, forgotten knowledge, warnings from your guides. But protection is essential. Cleanse your space before sleep. Guard your astral body. Do not fall asleep emotionally chaotic. Your vibration at rest determines the dimension you travel to. And during July 14th to 15th, the astral plane is flooded with wandering energy. Not all of it is benevolent. This is not the time to casually astral project without discernment. You're not just dreaming, you're entering a realm where timelines are being Enter with reverence, or stay grounded in the physical until the window closes. The call to isolation is sacred. You may suddenly feel the need to withdraw, to turn your phone off, to cancel plans, to stop engaging. Trust that. That is not you being lazy or antisocial. That is your higher self screaming for protection. On these days, even the most mundane conversations can leak your energy. People may unconsciously try to siphon your light, project their unhealed pain onto you, or entangle you in old stories. July 14th to 15th demands spiritual shielding, not just from people, but from noise, from narrative, from drama. These days are an invitation to reset your field, not entertain distractions. You are being called inward, because deep within you is a message that can only surface in stillness. The guidance you seek is already inside, but it can't be heard over the static of the outer world. Don't feel guilty for stepping away. Your soul is preparing to receive something sacred. Prophetic signs and cosmic codes as this portal opens. Watch the skies. Strange bird patterns, shifting cloud shapes, a sudden chill when no wind is present. Electronics malfunctioning, lights flickering. These are not accidents, they are signals. Prophetic codes from the quantum field, telling you something is changing. Many will see repeated numbers, especially 13, 33, 444, and 1111. These are not just angel numbers in the casual sense. These are activation codes. If you see them, pause and breathe. What were you just thinking, feeling, planning? These numbers are divine timestamps, letting you know you're at a crossroads. Make no move without intention. Even a single word spoken during this window carries energetic weight. Choose your vibrations carefully. This is not superstition, this is spiritual science. Frequency rules all. On July 14th and 15th, that law becomes undeniable. The chosen are being tested quietly. Not everyone will feel this shift, but those who do are not imagining things. The chosen ones are those with contracts tied to planetary grids, ancestral healing, multi-dimensional awakenings. You are not better than others, but you are responsible for more. You feel the weight of these days because your soul agreed to play a bigger part. You are the grid keepers, the activators, the energetic midwives for a collective transition. And when a date like July 14th to 15th arrives, you are shaken first. That anxiety, that insomnia, that deep urge to purge everything from your life, that's your higher self trying to align your vessel. You're being stripped, not punished. Let go of what wants to leave. Do not cling to what is falling apart. If you ignore this process, the soul will scream louder, and the regret will come not from missing an opportunity, but from refusing to evolve when the portal begged you to rise. The shift after the storm, the most mystical part of this passage, is what happens after, on July 16th. It will feel like a calm after a storm, but only for those who face the storm with eyes wide open. You may wake up on the 16th with new clarity, with a decision suddenly made, with old pain simply gone. But that only happens if you use the 14th and 15th to release, to observe, to disconnect from ego drama. If you engage in low vibration cycles, arguments, addictions, ego traps, you will feel drained, foggy, lost. It's not punishment, it's a mismatch. The new frequency will not anchor into a body still clinging to old density. That's why you must use these 2 days to fast, detox, journal, meditate, stay in sacred solitude. What you do in the dark hours of these 2 days determines what downloads you receive in the light of July 16th. This is not a threat, it's a prophetic opportunity. The energy of July 14th to 15th is not bad or evil. It is sacredly intense. It is a testing ground where the cosmos checks in on your progress. The energies will pull forward what is unhealed, not to hurt you, but to ask, are you ready to release this? Are you ready to become who you truly are? You can't carry betrayal, resentment, comparison, or fear into your next timeline. The universe will not allow it. The portal requires a lighter soul, one that is willing to walk away from familiar suffering, one that dares to rise, even if it means walking alone. This is a checkpoint, a spiritual checkpoint, and while most people will move through these days asleep, you are being asked to face them awake. Your timeline hinges on these 2 days. It may sound dramatic, but the choices you make on July 14th and 15th will ripple for months, possibly years. A conversation held in anger may rupture a soul bond. A silent night of surrender may unlock a long-awaited breakthrough. A prayer whispered in solitude may activate dormant DNA codes. You are not a victim of fate. You are a co-creator of time. And on these dates, the clay of destiny is soft, malleable, ready to be shaped. But you must bring the right frequency to the shaping. Stay grounded, stay quiet, stay conscious, because this is not just about you. What you heal ripples into bloodlines, across timelines, and into the collective grid. You are doing sacred work, even when no one sees it. The mirror effect and the false reflections. As you move through these 2 potent days, you will notice something strange. People will begin to mirror your own hidden emotions back to you. If you carry fear, someone will provoke it. If you still hold unspoken grief, someone's words will trigger it. But understand, this is not an attack. This is activation. You are seeing reflections of your inner world projected through others. The universe is using people as mirrors to show you what needs release. And just as easily, the ego can misread these reflections. Be cautious. If you take the bait, if you fall into reaction, you miss the gift. The mirrors are there not to trap you, but to teach you. Do not engage every provocation. Not everyone who challenges you during this window is an enemy. Some are soul contract holders, sent to offer a final test. Can you remain anchored in your truth when your identity is being questioned? Can you still choose love when your shadow is being poked? This is what July 14th and 15th ask of you. The body will speak in strange languages. Your physical body will not. Remain silent. It is the final vessel through which the cosmic downloads are expressed. Headaches, stomach shifts, heart pressure, sudden chills, fatigue, overstimulation, spontaneous crying. These are not medical symptoms alone. They are energetic symptoms. Your body is purging density as your field prepares for higher uploads. Listen to your bones. Listen to your breath. What aches? What tightens? Where do you feel tension that you cannot explain? These are not random. They are pointing you toward where stagnant energy is stored. You must not ignore the messages of your flesh. The body is the temple of the soul, and during these days, it is purifying with intensity. Be gentle, hydrate, fast if you feel called, bathe in salt, anoint your head and hands with sacred oils. This is not the time to numb out with food, noise, or stimulation. This is the time to tune in to your body's ancient intelligence. It knows what your mind cannot yet comprehend. Beware of the false light there. Is a spiritual trap during powerful portals like this? The false light phenomenon. You may be approached by teachings, influencers, or beings physical or non-physical, offering quick enlightenment, fast-tracked ascension, or seductive comfort. But these are not true guides. They are spiritual decoys. Their light will seem pure at first, but you'll notice it comes with strings, dependency, superiority, ego inflation, or energetic contracts that subtly bind. During July 14th and 15th, many false lights will glow brightly, hoping to lure the awakened away from their own inner wisdom. Do not give your power to anything or anyone outside of yourself. The true guides will not ask for loyalty. They will point you back to your own divine voice. If something feels off, even slightly, trust that. Your discernment is your shield. This is not a time to follow. It is a time to remember. Timeline split and quantum anchoring. There is a very real timeline split happening during this window. 2. Diverging paths are crystallizing. One rooted in fear, conformity, and illusion. The other rooted in sovereignty, alignment, and divine responsibility. Every thought, emotion, and action on these days contributes to which path you anchor into. Do not underestimate your influence. On July 14th and 15th, the quantum field becomes more malleable, like clay waiting for your energetic imprint. This is why everything feels heightened. Emotions spike. Decisions feel weightier. That's because you are seeding your next cycle. You are laying down the roots of a reality that will bloom or decay in the coming months. Chosen ones, this is your initiation. Anchor wisely. Speak with intention. Breathe with sacred awareness. Know that you are not a passive observer. You are participating in the construction of a world. Spiritual amnesia is ending there. Is something else hidden in this energetic storm? A key to remembering? For years, many chosen ones have walked through life with spiritual amnesia, glimpses of truth, brief downloads, flickers of past lives, or soul origins, but never the full picture. These days, July 14th and 15th, carry the codes of awakening remembrance. If you are still, if you are receptive, you may begin to remember why you incarnated now. You may recall your role in ancient earth councils, your starseed origins, your forgotten gifts. Visions may return. Dreams may flash with symbols you've never seen before, but somehow recognize. These are not hallucinations. They are activations. Your soul is knocking. The memory was never gone. It was hidden until you were ready to carry it responsibly. And now, if you pass through this passage with reverence, you will remember. Relationship shifts and soul exits during this portal. Relationships may collapse fast, brutal, and without closure. Let them. Do not chase what is leaving. The soul always knows when a contract is ended. July 14th and 15th may sever ties that you thought would last forever. But the universe is not cruel. It is cleansing. If someone exits your field during this time, do not force them to return. They are being pulled to their path, and you too, yours. This is sacred separation, not abandonment. Likewise, new connections may form instantly, but be wary. Not every soul that enters during this window is meant to stay. Some are messengers, some are triggers, few are permanent. Your task is not to cling or label, but to observe. Let the divine choreography unfold. Do not resist what your soul has already outgrown. These days are brutal only if you try to hold on to what was never meant to remain. Nature holds the frequencies you need when everything feels distorted. Turn to the original grid, nature. The trees are not confused. The rivers do not fear. The stones do not forget. They hold the codes your soul longs for. If the chaos of July 14th to 15th overwhelms you, find earth. Walk barefoot. Bury your crystals. Sit beside water. Speak to the wind. This is not poetic metaphor. This is energetic prescription. Nature harmonizes your field. It dissolves distortion. It realigns you with the divine rhythm that the modern world has disconnected from. Many of you are earth grid anchors, and you've forgotten. These 2 days will remind you. Return to the forest. Speak aloud your intentions. The elemental kingdom is listening. You are not doing this alone. The earth herself wants you to remember who you are. Chosen ones must choose. The name chosen one is not a badge of superiority. It is a mantle of responsibility, and it must be chosen. No one is forced to awaken. You are always given a choice. These 2 days are the loudest offering yet. Will you rise, even if it means letting go of comfort? Will you trust your intuition, even when logic rebels? Will you say yes to silence, even when the world demands noise? This portal does not force. It invites. And what happens beyond it, the path, the clarity, the power, depends on your yes. The choice is sacred, and it is yours alone. What awaits beyond the portal if you pass through this window with awareness? July 16 will not just feel lighter, it will feel reborn. Downloads will come, creative visions will ignite, lost strength will return, soulmates will arrive. The next chapter will open, one that matches your true vibration, but only if you've cleared space for it. You cannot bring old weight into a new dimension. That's why these 2 days are not punishment, they are preparation. Let the old fall. Let the ego cry. Let the illusions burn. You are not dying. You are awakening. On the other side is clarity, alignment, and a soul finally free to become what it was always meant to be. A final word for the ones who know. If you've read this far, it means you already know. Your soul has felt this coming. Maybe you didn't have the language. Maybe you thought it was just anxiety or a phase. But now you know the truth. The dates July 14th and 15th are not random. They are initiation gates for those who are here to hold a new frequency. Not everyone will hear the call, but you did. And that is not an accident. Honor that. Protect your energy. Trust your path. These 2 days will shape the rest of your year and possibly the rest of your life. Walk through them like the sacred warrior you are. Softly, quietly, fiercely,